Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate for another farming highlights episode. I I'd just like to talk about a couple things before I get going with the quickfire highlights reel style thing we did last time. Number one, and this is just a bit of a not directly relevant to the game, but just a bit of a funny story about why I'm even recording today. It's I wasn't initially planning on doing any any gaming, any recording, but while I was out doing my groceries earlier, on a whim, I stepped into the LCBO. That's a place here in Ontario where you can go to buy alcoholic beverages of various kind, and I happened to find a very interesting looking drink. In fact, I'm actually gonna pop a picture of it on the screen right now just because it looked really cool. I bought 3 of them, and as you can see, it is the Cherry Dark Lager by the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies. I mean, first of all, just the name of the guys that made it, that's awesome itself. And I may or may not have mentioned this, but I love anything and everything that's cherry flavored. I always have cherry Coke in my fridge, because you never know when there's going to be an emergency and you're really going to need some cherry Coke. Like anything cherry flavored, I love. So what does this have to do with me playing the game right now? Well, when I bought it, so some beers are in the fridge, some beers are outside, just in their crates, and then you bring them home and you chill them yourself. So these ones were outside. So I really want to drink one of these with dinner, but as I mentioned, it's not currently refrigerated. So I just put them in the fridge right now. I'm waiting for it to cool down. I'm actually gonna delay dinner by however long it takes for these beers to get. I'm really, how I can get stubborn sometimes. It's like even when playing this game, you've seen, sometimes I'm like, no, I need to get this card. I'll keep playing until I get this card. Well, I need to drink this beer. I'm gonna keep playing until this beer is cold enough to drink. Luckily for you, I'm gonna off-screen most of it, and you will only get to see the highlights. So like last time, I'm gonna be doing realms on 0 instability on a realm depth that might essentially just be 0. In fact, the only reason I'm not lowering any of the other numbers is because it doesn't even matter when you've brought something so far below your level. It really doesn't matter. I'll be doing random realms, and I'll be showing you what sort of awesome things I find. Oh, one awesome thing that I'll get to show you, hopefully. Ooh, oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna look this up, because I want to make sure I get this correct, because I want to show you the results of one of the card sets I completed last time. Carry on. Cockatrice. Is a chaos type. Yeah, it's a chaos is what I would have guessed. I mean, I know I didn't say that. You have no reason to believe me, but genuinely, chaos is what I would have guessed, just given how chaotic combat with these creatures tend to be. And he does a dance, and as you can see, he gave us 2 tickets this time instead of just 1. That is because now that we have finished our which card set was it? The Lockmantria card set. Now, every time we correctly answer a Riddle Dwarf question, it will give us 2 tickets instead of just 1. Which, I mean, I know we don't have a shortage of tickets or anything. But as I mentioned, there might come a time where it's really important. Maybe there's going to be a patch in the game where you're allowed to spend your tickets inside realms where the realm bonus applies, rather than just at your castle where I'm not even sure what kinds of bonus would apply when you're not in a realm. But yeah, it's just like we might as well have them. They're good to have. So yeah, there's that. And other than that, I think that's enough of me talking in this opening segment, and it's time for me to go off screen. And now I will start showing you the highlights of what I found. Another thing I'll mention is probably, as with the previous one, this episode is going to span multiple days. It just depends on how long it takes me to get roughly an hour's worth of footage. Could be 2 days like last time. Could be a lot longer than that if the game isn't feeling generous. But yeah, that's just another thing to keep in mind. But yes, I'm going to be going off screen now, and you will see the first notable thing that I find for this episode. So alright, I will see you in a bit. And well, would you look at that, literally the very first Emerald Carbuncle that I fought has given me the card. So maybe we're gonna get the footage for this episode quicker than I realized. Of course, now I need to start summoning the final Carbuncle, which is the Onyx Carbuncle. Like, that literally was the first one I fought. I summoned like 15 of them, and now the rest of them are just gonna be redundant. But, you know, I want to fight at least one Onyx Carbuncle as well. Because how crazy would it be if the first one of those also gives us the card? Highly unlikely. But, you know what, I just wanted to see. Yeah, it did not happen. I'm not upset. I mean, the first Candle summon we fight gives us a card. That, I think, is a cause for celebration any day of the week. And with that, I'm gonna go back off screen, and I will be back to show you the next interesting thing that happens. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Recording this because once again, a special skin spawned on one of the enemies, but the battle was over too quickly for me to record it because I'm using kindling, which kills them instantly. And this is the Tiger's Eye Cat Bunkle, and it looked really, really awesome. So I've got to show you. I have got to show you the skin. Hey, it's right here. The Tiger's Eye Cat Bunkle. Doesn't that look adorable? That's actually really awesome. I love that one. I love that one a lot. But yeah, that was just a little something I wanted to show you, and now that I have shown you that, it is time for me to go back and you know, go back off screen, and then I'll be back to show you the next cool thing that happens. Alright? See you in a bit. I'm back here just because the Goblet of Trials filled up, and I figured, you know, this happens rarely enough that, I mean, it happens at regular intervals, but those intervals are few and far between, so I might as well show it. It's a bit of an occasion, so I'll collect my goblet reward, please. Enjoy your reward. I will. Thank you very much. 21k. And I believe this might be our cue to hand in our Rune of Prophecies. Almost. Almost. I want to play some scratch cards to get a bit more piety out of this. Now, the thing is, scratch cards was you. You'll spend 3 tickets, and let's see if we. Well, we're gonna get something for sure, and the more, I think, if we get more hundreds, we could have gotten something. Had we gotten 3 500s instead, we could have gotten some more. But you know, that's okay. All we wanted to do was complete the prophecy, and now we can hand it in for. Oh, I guess we could have done a training mission as well. Should I do a training mission? Or should I just hand it in? I thought we'd done this. To be perfectly frank. Let's hand it in. What am I gonna, like, potentially waste so much progress on whatever the next Goblet of Trials is, just to get one mission done, and to get that one mission done, we've already done 100 of that. We'd be wasting progress on our other missions that we still need achievements for, because you need to do each mission 100 times to get those achievements. So, you know, I'm just gonna hand it in. I'm just gonna hand it in. 6 lines is the lowest that we've handed in for quite a while, but it does nonetheless give us a nice amount of knowledge with certain creatures, and we do still need knowledge, you know, with some things. So I'm happy about that, and with that, I think I am. Well, let me first of all take a look at the rune. What do we want? You want me to fill the trial again? That's okay. You want me to do arena battles? I might actually off-screen this. I'll think about it. We're not gonna fight a false god because we're doing low-level farming. Everything else we kind of can do. Dumpling should happen. Piety will only happen from handing in the Goblet of Trials, so that's another thing to consider. Alright, sounds good. Alright, now that I've situated myself, it's time to go back in. Alright, I will see you in a bit. We found it! The Onyx Carbuncle card. Sorry, I'm just adjusting. Adjusting the mic a little bit. All right, we found it, and now I can finally. Well, we got the full bonus. We can take a look and see that we have completed yet another card set. This is card number 308. And good timing as well, because I think it's about time for me to start getting dinner ready. And I do believe the beers that I put in the fridge earlier should have cooled down by now. It's been quite a while since then. I haven't been playing the entire time, right? Like, so what I mentioned, one thing I mentioned last episode is that the advantage to not doing proper conventional episodes where I play for an hour-ish continuously, the advantage of not doing that and only doing highlight level stuff is that if, you know, I'm off screening, I can just stop playing, I can go for a walk. I did, in fact, go for a walk. You know, and I can... I'm not as tied to the game as I would be if I was, you know, doing normal style episodes. So, you know, I take full advantage of that. And so far, it's been working out really well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not ready to end this episode yet. I mean, I'm gonna stop playing for the day pretty shortly, but I don't think I have enough material to create excuse me, enough material for an entire episode. Hey man, I really want to get to that hut, but I'm gonna have to walk all the way around. It's worth it, you know, to get a bit of extra favor with Lister. Oh, but it's such a long walk. But it's also the last thing I'm gonna do for the day. Like I said, not the last thing for this episode, but it just means that I'll come back tomorrow, day after, whenever the next period is where I have a bit of time to record. Alright, now let's walk back. Just make sure if I've donated. Yes, I have. One type of achievement that I've been making quite a bit of progress on, if we look to our recent... what am I doing? Recently earned achievements, is I've been getting a lot of these achievements for donating and for getting favored by the gods, because you can make donations regardless of what realm depth you're playing at. I'm glad the game doesn't restrict you, be like, oh no, you can't donate unless you're playing on your highest realm. You know, the way it restricts master fights. I'm glad that this you can just do at any level, because you can get a lot of really nice stuff by improving your standing with the gods. And I recently earned rank 45 with Lister. So I mean, I might as well just show you the achievement. Not the achievement, the bonus that I got for rank 45, because usually every 5 levels you get something interesting. So starfish give you damage in the next battle. Nothing special, but it's usually every 5 levels you get something that's tied to one of, you know, the realm specific things. Like, you know, 40 is, you know, crabs reduce damage, you know, 35 was those drake eggs now give you treasure, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go home now. I don't know why I'm suddenly hesitating. There's nothing else to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna go home, and like I said, that's the end for me for today. But this episode is gonna go on, and I'll see you with an update, hopefully, from the next day, right? See you in a bit. Well, I have a couple things to report. As you can see, I have a new card. This is one that I have been farming for, and I'll explain why in just a moment. The other thing is, this is actually the same day as the previous clip, the previous highlight in this session. This is post-dinner, and the second thing that I wanted to report is that the cherry dark lager was indeed an excellent beverage. I enjoyed it a lot. For dinner, I went with a burger and fries, you know, just because, you know, a dark lager, a nice dark drink, I feel like those go well with the burgers, at least in my opinion. Anyway, there's that, and then there's this card. Now, why am I going for these cards? The answer is actually on the screen right now. This card set allows us to it just gives us flat damage reduction from attacks. I assume there's going to be a different one that does the same for spells, and I feel like this could be really, really valuable when we eventually do the Gate of the Gods, because if people are doing truckloads of damage, then just taking a chunk out of that, it's pretty useful thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start going for the, assuming I don't even have room to summon anyone, but I was gonna say I'm gonna start going for the next card in the Bard set. By the way, the Bard set, it's already largely full. There are 3 cards left, 2 of them which we can summon right now, one of which was a recently purchased creature, so we don't have enough knowledge with it just yet. I'll show it to you in the bestiary. So just go Bard. Here we go. This is the one that we bought from the Sorcery Guild shop. It's kind of a Christmas-themed creature, and we'll have to get knowledge with it. Now, see, I don't know if it's gonna spawn. Actually, no, it should. It should spawn in the Blood Grove along with the other bards. The reason I'm in the Arachnid Nest right now is I wanted to check whether elves spawned in this realm, and I don't think they do. I think the only time when newly bought creatures show up is if the rest of their race also shows up. But if it's an entire race that's new, then I don't think they show up by default in the realms. So that's gonna make it slightly tricky to get knowledge with some of these new creatures that we're trying to farm up. But you know what? Long term, we will get them all, and worst comes to worst, we'll just have to pause some of the sets that we're working on while we just work on something else. And I don't think that's too bad of a situation. But yeah, I'm gonna go back on. I'm gonna go back off screen, and I will let you know when the next interesting thing happens. So I will see you in a bit. And we now have the Bard Minstrel card as well. I think we're approaching the end of the road for the Bard set, because we maybe just have one more to get before the final one is going to be one that we don't have enough knowledge with to proceed. So it's going to be another one. God, there's so many that are on my list of things that we need to complete, but we can't because we don't have enough knowledge. There's the elves, there's the constructs, and now, I mean, not just yet. There is one more that we can get. There is one more that we can get. The Bard Trovatore? Something like that. And he does shuffle the timeline, but we, at the start of combat, should kill him, rendering their nonsense entirely moot. And now that I have explained what I'm gonna do, it's time for me to go back off screen. And again, I'm actually gonna call it a night after this realm. And what I'll do is, most likely, possibly tomorrow, maybe the day after, is when I'll come back and I'll try to get the card for this dude. Alright, so I will see you shortly. Well, it's the same realm, and we haven't found the Trovator card, but we are about to get a special Bard skin. The Cultist skin, and again, I'll just quickly show it to you because when you're instantly killing all of these guys immediately at the start of combat, it does make it tough to show the skins in combat itself. But this is a pretty cool looking skin. I like it. I like it a lot. That one kind of looks like a regular Bard, but it's got kind of a... the color is split down the middle, almost like Two-Face. But yeah, the Cultist skin that we just got, like, I mean, the regular, like the default artwork for the creatures is great, but then some of the skins, like the optional aesthetics for some of these creatures, that's just insanely good. And the Cultist, well, would you look at that. We did it, we got the card, and we are... I mean, this is... both... I mean, it's entirely good, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to stop farming Bards because the remaining one, we just don't have enough knowledge with them. But what I'll do is, instead of Bards... So, the thing with the Bard set was it we get less damage from attacks. Great. And I was like, there must be one where you take less damage from spells as well. And lo and behold, it is the Wyvern set. Already got one card from that set. Let me just check the... yeah, well, let me check from the Divination Candle. Here we go. How many of these are available to us? 1, 2... Okay, we can complete this entire set. That is lovely. So what I'll do is, before and in case you haven't guessed, it's the same realm. I said I'd call it a night, and I will, but I got a bit carried away farming Bards, and now I'm like, okay, let's get some Wyvern action going on. What I'll do is I will just kill, I'll kill a few of these on screen. I'll kill the rest of the enemies that are currently on the map on screen. Then I'll stop this map, then I'll go to sleep, and then the rest of it will continue, whenever I get a chance to do my next session. How about that? How about that? Sounds good to you? Sounds good to me. Alright, lovely. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's already been so in this again, it's gonna be, because it's split over multiple days, multiple sessions within a day sometimes, and even session, is a term I use loosely, because I might start playing and then stop for a few hours and then come back. So because it's distributed over so much time, it can make it hard to remember what exactly happened in any particular... Okay, and we don't need to kill any of these guys because they are all the Trovator enemies. We can just let them have their little party that they're having, no need to bother them. We'll just kill the rest of these Wyverns, and then we'll call it good. So I think there were 6 of those Bards, which means these 2 enemies are gonna be the last ones. Wonderful, alright. So no card from them, but we did do pretty well farming up some bards, so let's hand in these projects and we'll well, I mean, I'll call it a night, but the assassination and a keyforge, right? Let's start a new keyforge immediately. Let's start a new assassination. Random fucking enemy. I don't know. You. And is there anything else at all that I wanted to do? Yeah, I mean, let's check how many cards we have. 311. It seems like it might have literally been, I was gonna say it seems like just yesterday, but it might actually have been yesterday when I was at 300, and now we're at 311. I feel like, I mean, admittedly we're helped by the fact that we're in card week right now, but I feel like this is a really, really good way to find cards, because our finding of cards per unit time has been great. Anyway, I'm talking as though I'm doing an outro. This is not the outro for this episode. This is just me getting ready to call it a night. So what I'll do is I'm gonna end this, and then I'll do the rest of the stuff off screen when I start up again, and I'll be back to show you the next interesting thing I find whenever the next session happens. So alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, it's a new day, it's a new session, and I am rested and refreshed, and I am, well, I haven't found anything exciting yet, but there are a couple things that I do need to do, and that I wanted to show you as well. The first of which is, if I can interact with this, we should be ready to summon a new dumpling. It should show up as new, because I haven't looked at the this thing here. Like, yeah, it is ready, and it recently became ready, so I don't know why it doesn't have that exclamation mark next to it. Or did I show this? Did I summon something else? I don't know. I might have gone in to check for a different summon and then mistakenly got rid of the whatever. The notification isn't important. What is important is the fact that we can finally summon our second regular dumpling. And what a long time it has taken. And now once again to summon a sort by race. What? So if you sort your bestiary by race, then it immediately changes. Oh, okay, maybe just going into your bestiary also then gets rid of the you know, the exclamation mark telling you that you got a new thing. Anyway, that's possibly what happened, because usually I look at those exclamation marks to guide me as to where the new thing is. But you know what, it's okay, we have a second dumpling, and what I could do is I could now start getting a second form, like a second instance, a second copy of all of the other dumplings as well, starting with, you know, you have to do different things to get each one. We could get another squash, that would be you'd have to go into the Blood Grove, get another melon, you'd have to go into the swamplands, I think. Omelette, you'd have to keep some sort of dumpling in your parties. Pudding, you'd have to fuse dumplings, I think. And obviously king dumpling, that whole thing. I'm not gonna do it. One dumpling of each kind is enough. And maybe in the far future we'll think about what sort of build we want. If we want to run a full dumpling party, if such a party even is viable, we'll see. for now, I'm happy just occasionally making progress on just getting more regular dumplings. One other thing I will do before I go back on, before I go back off screen is let me start a new pilgrimage. With the Zonte. And instead of a new Keyforge, I'm going to start a hunt. With a... I could do a Jingle Elf. But it's pretty close to hitting C rank on its own. But although, I mean, it could take a while. What I will do, though, is I will hunt a Bard Caroler. Now, why hunt the Bard and not the Elves? Given the fact that the Elves were one of our previous targets. Well, let me explain this. So, to get, if we were able to get the Bard Caroler, the card, you know, and we can get the card by summoning it at the creature, at the Divination Candle, that would fully complete the Bard set. There is only one Bard card left. However, for the Elves, if we go far enough, yes, we could hunt the Jingle Elf, bring it above rank C, and then get it. But then there's also the Elf Brawler. You know, there are the two, and this is only at rank E. So, you know, if we go to the card list, you can confirm it by seeing that 7 out of 8 for Bards, only 1 more needed, whereas for the Elves, 2 more needed. So once we get the second elf to rank D, I might consider hunting them. For now, I'll hunt this one, just because I want to get this. I want to get this card bonus sorted. So for now, what I'm gonna do is also I was in the Blood Grove specifically to get enough knowledge with that Bard creature to get it to rank D, and then I was like, I'll hunt it for the rest of the knowledge, because I want to go back to doing random realms, because you gotta spread out the love among all the different realms, all the different gods, just so, you know, it's roughly even. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go back off screen, and I'll be back to show you if there's any other interesting developments. Alright? See you in a bit. And not long after I signed off, we find a card. Not one of the ones I was farming for, one of the regular enemies in this realm. You know, just got it from random combat. Always good to find cards that you haven't even been looking for, because then when the time comes to farm that race, then there will be one fewer card. You know, let's hunt down this treasure golem. Let's murder him pretty quickly. Even though treasure golems are okay, we're getting the long. Every once in a while, that gives you the long. You know, description, just to really make you feel bad. Oh yeah, okay, we're bad people, but you know what? You know what? That treasure golem, he'll get over it. He'll get over it. Like, aren't they mechanical creatures, right? So, whoever designed them clearly designed them to feel pain. And then, hey, we hit rank 4. All right, that tiny bit of favor actually pushed us into another favor rank with another god. Anyway, let me finish my thought about the treasure golems. Like, they're clearly mechanical creatures. Okay, you can argue, right? Okay, they're sentient, sure, but then whoever made them has given them the capacity to feel awful pain. And why would you do that? So is it really our fault? You know, the suffering of the treasure golem, is that really our fault? Because you can argue, oh yeah, humans feel pain, it serves a purpose. sure, it serves an evolutionary purpose, but a lot of it is redundant, right? We've gotten to the point where sometimes we feel pain and it's not really helping us, it's just something we want to get rid of, because, you know, not every form of pain is good, and if there were ways to just switch it off entirely, we would. Like, if we were designing ourselves from scratch, because, you know, evolution doesn't necessarily result in things that are, you know, morally good, if that makes sense. Anyway, my point is, it's not my fault that these treasure golems are suffering so horribly. It's really, like, where do they come from? Who made them? Maybe we should be looking into that. Is all I'm gonna say on the matter. Anyway, it's time for me to go back off screen, so I will see you in a bit. Okay, so this one actually took quite a while. I've been playing quite a bit today, you know, in between taking breaks. I went and did my cardio session, had a shower, and then came back for another quick session. And after quite a few of these, who have ruthlessly murdered quite a few of these bard carolers, how dare they sing, you know, joyful Christmas songs? You know, they deserve death for that. But, you know, eventually I killed enough of them that one of them gave me their card, and more importantly, I don't know why I went so high-pitched, but more importantly, we've completed this card set. So, just to recap what it accomplishes for us, we now take quite a bit less damage from attacks. And the next set that I want to complete is, as I mentioned, the Wyvern set. I was also farming the Wyverns while I was waiting for the hunt mission for the Bard guys to get done, but didn't, you know, haven't found that card yet. So, you know, that's another thing to think about. But yes, I think that is gonna be it for now. I'm gonna go back off screen and I will let you know if anything else turns up, right? I'll see you in a bit. Okay, and as you probably can guess, given by the fact that I'm showing you a screen where, you know, the creatures that were once there are now dead, we are about to get a new skin. I saw it very, very briefly, and I will show you what it is. Well, first let's show you the name. It is a cyborg skin that belongs to the Wyvern race. Wyverns being what I've been farming for a while, and let me tell you, these Wyverns are not... Like, I've been at this for a long time. I haven't found... Obviously, if I had found a skin, I would have showed it to you. Like, if I had found a card, I would have showed it to you. These Wyverns are having a... They're being pretty... pretty stingy with their cards. But anyway, we have the cyborg skin for the Wyvern, very mechanical looking, pretty badass. And our only Wyvern skin so far. But yeah, I'm gonna go back off screen and I'll be back with you if I find anything else that is worthy of showing to you. Alright, see you in a bit. Oh my god, this took so long. I killed so many of these guys, but the Wyvern Air Slayers have finally given me their card. And that takes us to, well, first of all, card number 314. the first 3 digits of pi. And it takes us to the second card from the Wyvern set. This is going to give us a bit of damage reduction from spells. There's one other thing I want to look at. We have one Ossein card. Creatures resurrect with less health. This isn't a special, you know, like a really awesome bonus or anything, but some of the Ossein enemies were really annoying, so I'm tempted to put that like high on my list for things to farm, just to get them out of the way. Although partially what makes the Osseins annoying is some of the spellcasting garbage that they do. So, you know what? Okay, let me remind myself which of the Ossein is the annoying one, because there's one particular type that results in a lot of spells being cast, which I really don't appreciate. Where are these Osseins? Where were they? There they are. When your creatures are resurrected with more health. After your creatures are resurrected. Oh yeah, and some of them have rebirth as well. They have a chance to gain rebirth. After your creatures are resurrected, they attack enemies 3 times. That's annoying. This piece of garbage. After your creatures are resurrected, they cast fire. Although now that I'm noticing, individually, these Ossein enemies aren't that bad. Because if this guy by himself, you're never going to resurrect because nothing is giving you a resurrection. So this is never going to trigger. It's only... Oh my god. It's only this and also... hang on. Why do Osseins sometimes start... Okay, at the start of battle, 3 of your creatures. It's because of this guy. So this guy, in conjunction with all of this other stuff, is why these guys are annoying. Fighting them individually won't be that bad. Other than this guy who's giving rebirth, but we've already gotten his card, so we're done. So the rest of these guys aren't going to be that annoying. So with that in mind, I can go back to Wyvern farming. Yeah, Wyvern farming. Air Slayer is done. Daybreaker. Oh, I'm on the wrong menu. Daybreaker. You're next. Alright. And this is, I think, we're gonna close off the episode with this. So, I'm gonna clear out these guys, I'm gonna finish this realm. I'm gonna head home, and I'll do my debrief. And I think we've got enough footage for a decently sized episode. If we're really lucky, we will even maybe get another card along the way. Let's summon a few more. Give ourselves the best chance. I had to kill so many of those other, the previous Wyverns before I finally got the card. And you genuinely do start losing your mind after a bit. You're like, is the game bugged? The game must be bugged because I'm not immediately getting what I want. But no, I did get it eventually. It just took a while. You know what? Let me just check. I'm gonna summon a few more, but I really did want to check just to make sure I'm donating. Because while I'm doing all these off-screen realms, I am also donating every time, which is not only does it get your favor up with the gods, but there is also a special achievement just for donating to the gods, and I think that caps out at 100 times per god. So a lot of realms that you're gonna have to do just to get those achievements done. Anyway, now let's finish this realm, and some of the old and no longer necessary air slayers are still gonna be roaming around, but that's okay. After the huge amount of them that I killed to get this card, I think we can just endure the rest of them that are left on this map. Although I would like to see more of these guys, the Daybreakers. Or, even some of the other native realm creatures. I'm sure some of them have yet to give us, or most of them, I imagine, have yet to give us their card. Other than these bards, whose set we have completed. Alright, come on. Let's finish this so that we can head home, and that I can finish this. It's later in the day now, so when I'm done with this, I'm gonna start making preparations for dinner. Right, no card from these guys. That's okay. I am a patient man. And we did have really good card luck in the previous farming episode. This one, a little bit more sparse. But it's all about the long run, the long game. And if any game in the world was about playing the long game, then it's this game. This game is the long game. When future historians discuss the phrase "the long game," they will mention Siralim Ultimate by name. Alright. We're done. We've killed everything on the map. And we've, I think, done the mission. Yes, we've done the mission. Give you your stuff. And let's head on out of here. Yeah. Okay. So, another farming episode. How many more of these are they gonna take? Well, first of all, how many more of these are there gonna be before we get back into proper episodes? It depends on how many of these I get recorded in... I was gonna say the next month, but it's actually gonna be more like the next... It could be the next 2 months. It's gonna be at least the next month, but it could be more than that. And it really depends on, if I play, if I've got 20 minutes in the morning, I do a couple rounds, nothing shows up, then I do another 20 minutes in the evening. Oh, I find one card. Oh yeah, I'll show that then that's just 1 minute worth of footage. And then it just depends on how many days it takes to stitch together a full episode's worth. I think we could get at least 2-3 more. We'll see. The other thing about these episodes is, even apart from just being something to do in between, our longer gaming sessions, is it's actually, I think, I may have to do off-screen farming like this just for the purposes of getting some of the grindy stuff done. Like I told you about some of these really long-term achievements, right? Like, was it 10,000 rounds? How many of those have we gotten? 2016. A fifth of the way there. Think of how many hours I've sunk, how many episodes we've been, and then imagine a fifth of the way there. And also consider the fact that I started this series at Realm Death 415, and then you get a sense of what I mean when I say that this is the long game. But yeah, we are. What's that? Enter a realm at depth 1,000 or higher. Why does it say I've got one? Because I don't think we've. Yeah, we're close to 1,000, but maybe it's just like a notational thing that as soon as we hit 1,000, it'll say 1,000. But yeah, those achievements, I can make small bits of progress while I'm farming, and then maybe one day we'll actually see the end of those. But for now, all I can do is make little bits of progress. But yes, one other thing while we're on the subject of achievements is because these episodes are going to be split across multiple days for me. I can't just show you, this screen, right? Because this only shows you what I got in that particular session. I'd have to show it in every single clip, every single clip, assuming I'm in the same instance of having loaded up the game. But a better way to do it, instead of all that, is at the end of the whole session, I go to achievements and we just look at the recently earned achievements. Now, it won't tell you when it happened, or when the crossover point is, for this session versus the next session. But you get a sense of what we're earning, right? A whole bunch of favored by the gods, reaching rank 9 because we're approaching, or we've hit 45 with a lot of them. And the one that sticks out is obviously the one called the Devil's Luck. That's for getting a lot of Pandemonium Shrines. And other than that, I think now we're getting into maybe previous episode stuff. Yeah, this definitely was ages ago, the 1,000 needles thing. But yeah, some of the those are the recent achievements that we earned. I think with that is going to be all for this farming episode. Hope you enjoyed the highlights. Hope you were as satisfied by the various things that we found as I was, and I hope you'll join me for the next farming episode as well, because we are going to do a few of these until I'm ready to really get stuck in and the next major project that we're going to do, which is the Gate of the Gods. And I guess some of this stuff is just gonna make the Gate of the Gods even better for us, right? Like, especially this damage reduction stuff, right? So in a way, we can think of this as some extra preparation for that eventual thing that we're gonna do. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be all for this episode. Hope you had a good time. Hope you'll join me for the next episode as well. And until then, take care.